according to the Bible. According to the Bible, he made mark of Jehovah and mark of Moses. The Holy Quran says that he, Pharaoh, made these remarks to the people, that will you follow such men as Musa, who cannot even speak a distinct language? Think over those words and remember today. He boasts that all the rivers of Egypt that was flowing at his feet was his. They were his rivers. And the country is very prosperous. Well, now you leave your own country, your own home, to go follow such one as Musa. After that, he didn't make too much headway. He didn't turn to threaten the people, that if you will take another god besides me, I will chop your hands and feet off on the opposite side and crucify you all. Remember today. Moses warned the people that the time had arrived for the fulfillment of the promise that God made to Abraham. They wanted to know from Musa, who was the God that had sent him, or where did he get his authority, or who have made you a judge over us? His reply is very good. They're even in the Bible, to make them to understand clearly that they should follow him to that God, for he is the God of your fathers. Making it clear and distinct that he have not brought a God that was not the God of your fathers. He's the God that our fathers followed, and they were blessed. And now he has come to deliver you, as he saved your fathers out of many distress. They didn't like to go along with Moses, according to the Bible. No. It then came time for Allah to make his move after they rejected going out with Moses. When Allah took it over to prove that he was with Moses in delivering the children of bringing them into his service, he made war on the land of Egypt according to the Bible. We understand well where that land is. He began to blast the country with plagues, one plague after another. According to the Quran, it prophesies that in the last days there will come calamities after calamities, one right after another, until the wicked has been reduced to subjection. So it happened in the days of Moses, according to the Bible and Quran. Allah blessed the country with plagues. He sent storms, wind. He sent clouds of dust. He sent plagues of insects. He sent hail upon them. And last of all, he dried up the water. he broke the staff of bread of the weak, that they went hungry and was not able to find food to satisfy their hunger because of the blessing of drugs. Today you witness something that you have not yet understood. Today in America you witness a mighty dust storm rising up. Ever so often in the West. Such terrible and dreadful dust storms that it darkens out the sunlight. It carries tons and tons and tons of dust, deposit them on the fertile ground of the farmers, cover up their farm houses, their fences is covered in many places. All of this is a warning to you. And terrific storms, tornadoes, cyclones, great hailstones falling here and there. You read of it in the paper and look at it on the screen of the television. Something that you have not been used to. This is a warning to you that the last member of a chosen people must return to his own. You are invaluable people to Allah, though you have been made to feel that you are not valuable. You are not valuable in the eyes of those civilized people. Indeed, you have been brought to that particular state. But nevertheless, Allah has chosen you and me to be his people. These plagues that now sweeping the west of this country, I would say the whole country, coming gradually. It is on the page of the Scripture, in the prophesy of those righteous prophets of Islam that prophesied of these things thousands of years ago. After they have served that people for 400 years, I, the Lord, will judge that people. Bring that people into judgment for the affliction that they have afflicted my people, and rid the earth of slavery. Now that he has brought to you and me a religion of freedom, justice, and equality, called Islam, as it is so beautifully stated in the Quran. This day I have perfect for you your religion. I place my faith upon it. Choose for you Islam, a religion of peace. After a total and corrupted world, then comes peace to you. the word from that word, a religion of peace. What better religion could be offered to you? This time you have not brought peace to you. And it won't bring peace to you after this. It don't represent peace. That sign represents slavery, suffering, and finally death. As the Christians sing this hymn themselves, in criticism to that sign, on yonder hill stands the noble rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. We have claims to that cross for 400 years, seeking peace, seeking deliverance. But we have suffered as that one that they represent to us, Jesus, who was in their midst and was rejected by this people 2,000 years ago. And this is the sign, they say, of that they put him to death. For what? Just because, according to the Quran, and it understood the Bible, also verified the same, the preachings of Islam among the people who reject it. I will fulfill my promise. The Quran and Bible teaches you it, and means that God will fulfill his promise. When that time arrives, I, the Lord, will judge that nation. We are falsely accused of trying to overthrow the government. We well know what the history says concerning the truth today. We have the knowledge of what the prophets of old was accused of. There never was, according to the history, a prophet in the midst of a wicked people who had rejected the guidance of Almighty Allah and reject his warnings, the prophets, that did not resort to persecuting those prophets and speaking evil of them and planning their death. Today you are likewise that disbelieve in Allah and Islam. You willingly will slay all the Muslims and kill the Prophet of Islam today, if Allah would allow. Due to the fact that you have not the knowledge of Allah nor Islam, and has been gravely misled for 400 years for the sake of using you for truth. We can gladly say that we have been crucified according to the means of the word. We can gladly say that we have been nailed to the cross according to the science of that thing. We can truthfully truthfully say that we have been spiritual to the heart, and that we have shed forth both blood and water. This is true. We today in your midst are now classified as peace breakers, people that is teaching hatred, people that is seeking to overthrow the government. I want to clear you of this misunderstanding of us. We have accepted Allah as the people accept Allah in Moses 4,000 years ago, according to the Bible. We have, therefore we cannot overthrow your government according to the preparation that you have made to the building. You have armed your government as never before a nation upon the planet Earth. We have no conquest. We don't want it. We will not have them if you would offer them to us. We are a peaceful people in your midst, and it's teaching peace. And it's the truth that you are referring to that is overthrowing your government. I advise you to believe in it, and your government will stand. It was not that Pharaoh had led the people into truth, the knowledge of truth. He was guilty of misleading the people, and had caused the people to bow down to a God that was not Allah. And when he heard of the preaching of Musa, his warnings among the slaves, he was angry, because he recognized immediately that was true, and he had led the people into falsehood, and that falsehood cannot stand after it has been brought face to face with truth. So he was angry, and he desired to destroy Musa and all that believe and follow. It is a living truth that these things is not in the way in America. We have served grievous sentence in prison just because that we want it to be right. We don't gamble, we don't lie, we don't commit adultery, we don't steal and rob, we don't use dope, drugs, we don't break peace between neighbor and neighbor. We don't carry guns and knives and lurk around in dark corners to take the property and lives of others. We work hard for our living, and we take the dollar and carry it home and give it to the family in need. We don't go and drink it up in beer and whiskey and gamble it out among the gamblers. We don't bow down to a God that we have no knowledge of. For this cause, we are being persecuted and is hated and despised by the people who claim themselves to be God's representatives. This occasion, I want to declare you of such grievous misunderstanding of the Muslims. We are your friends, not enemies. We are your friends. But you are acting an enemy's part towards us. We're not seeking anything but good for you. If God has decided to fulfill his promise, as he made with the prophets of old, bring to you and me the truth today, and make it clear to us that we have not been worshiping him for the last 400 years, but have been worshiping an unknown God that could not do us any good or any harm. Our minds and hearts have been set upon a God in the space that did not exist. And all of our calling on him to deliver us from the burdens of slavery, he never has answered. And this religion, Islam, have come to you and me to make it very clear and distinct that we have been blind. All of our people in Chicago should be here this afternoon. They have it in the Bible. You shall know the truth. John, the 8th and 32nd. You shall know the truth. Not maybe, but you shall know the truth. And the truth will make you free. You don't need orange to free yourself. It's just truth. Truth. What is that truth that must come to you to free you in the last day? It is definitely written that that truth will not come until the end of the world. The end of the world there means the end of the time of the wicked rulership. That truth will free you from the slavery of a sinner, of being a sinful, wicked person under the guidance of sinful people. That truth will bring you into a third knowledge of Almighty God, which have not been made rather clear to you for the last 6,000 years. For 6,000 years, the world has been in the dark to actually guess who God is. Just a few of our people, just a few of them, have had that knowledge and kept that knowledge among themselves throughout the whole of the 6,000 years. That is now being revealed to the world. The reality of the Almighty Divine Supreme Being could not have been made manifest before the end of the world of weakness, lest it would have happened. The success workings of that world which had been willed by the Divine Supreme Being to rule the people for 6,000 years. But at the end of that time, think over how gracious and how merciful Allah is. He waited patient, very patient, until your time is up before he steps in. He didn't interfere with the rule of the wicked until their time is up. According to the religious, theologians, philosophies, and prophets, that time was up in 1914. Today we can say that the wicked world has had an extension of time for 40 years. I think a kingdom stands so long as its good exceeds its evil. But when the evil exceeds its good, then God Almighty steps in. Let's see what was really the cause of the overthrow of the ancient wicked kingdom. It was due to the fact that every time that Allah would send to these people a messenger from himself, they would go and plan against his life and seek to bring him and his followers to disgrace. That hastened that people's tongue. It was this particular act that brought a hasty judgment against Pharaoh and his people. It was that he planned to take Moses' life and was criticized by one of his senators, made ashamed. His senator said, "Will you kill a man just because he says that his God is Allah, or that he believes in Allah?" This was too much for Pharaoh. But really that was just what he wanted to kill him for. Because that he believed in Allah and he had not himself believed in it. And nor did he believe in teaching his people to believe in Allah. So this brought to Pharaoh the end of his reign. Other kingdoms, the kingdom of Sodom and Gomorrah, was also brought to ruin because of the people's hatred of Lot and his feudal followers and Abraham. Therefore, God destroyed those cities, and they are left, according to the Quran, as a sign for this generation today. When a man knows, well, let us take this for an instance. When a robber knows that he has robbed and that he's now captured, the best way out is for the robber to give up and ask for money from the judge how soon that he's headed before. Confess that he has wrong. And try and see if the church will give him some kind of leave. But if the church don't see any sign of the wrong and admitting his guilt, submitting himself, then the church have no mercy on him. He gives them the full extent of the bill. So I think all of that we find written on the pages of the history concerning the fall and the destruction of kingdoms, who wait to try to destroy the righteous and but the fulfillment of the promise of Almighty God Allah should serve as a warning, and we should not meet with the fate of those people. I thank you for your patience here this afternoon. I want you to know that we are Muslims, and regardless to what is said or done against us, we are Muslims. And that your God and my God has come for you and me. It is up to you to go along with him peacefully, than to suffer the consequences of his sin. You have not known truly the religion of your father. You have not known the true name of your God. You have not known your own name. So I say you should run, not walk, but run to the temple of Islam. I'm sorry that I could not pick up my subject here from the Bible as I desired, but 8 o'clock Wednesday evening, Friday night, 2 o'clock next Sunday afternoon, again. At 824 East 43rd Street, there we will give to you all that Allah has given for us. And today, this afternoon, if any of you that is visiting this church here this afternoon to hear and learn more about us, the Muslims, and have decided that we are the righteous, and which we are, and you would like to go along with us, the righteous, you may give us your name and address, join yourself on to your own righteous people. There is meal upstairs in the dining room for you, and we hope that you will enjoy it. And I want to say to all of my followers from the various temples, of which I actually don't know all of you, I'm so sorry that I cannot spend the time to talk with each and every one of you who has been so faithful in following me, trying to do all you possibly can for the sake and cause of Islam to your brother and my brother here in America. But if it be the will of Allah we will have a chance to talk with each other one of these days. Some of you will have dinner with my wife and family and self, and I want to say again that I'm so thankful to you for the presents that you have given to my wife and family and myself, that I hardly can find words sufficient to thank you. I have the most beautiful present at home that you have brought to me here within the last 3 days. Some of them I don't know hardly how to use, because they are so rich and valuable that I'm ashamed to put them on and wear them out in the public, lest the public will think that I'm a robber and want to rob you for your wealth. I think you, brother, of number 5 Temple, Cincinnati, Ohio, who have given to me the suit that I'm now teaching. And I have on a very, I don't know whether you know it or not, a fine shirt and tie that you give to me, a Satan brother indeed. And I have lots of more shirts and ties that is equal as good. Back home, some of them I'm afraid that my sons might see, and they might think it's their number. I think it is a manifest proof that Islam has brought us together as brothers and sisters as never before. You can witness with me here this afternoon that I have as yet to burden you with debt for the sake of giving me something for my own personal use. All that I get from you comes free from your heart without even asking. It is not the wealth that I'm after. It is after, it is your life that I would like to see in the hands of Allah for security. I thank you and all of our visiting brothers and sisters here this afternoon. I thank you, and I'm really happy and grateful to Allah for you. And may Allah's peace and blessing and protection go with each and every one of you, as I say unto you in the name of Allah, who has come to us in the person of Master Pharaoh Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.